The day your company called you family is the day they stopped planning to pay you fairly. Not because they hate you, not because they're evil, but because the word family is the most expensive word in corporate history, and you're the one paying the bill. Think about it. When did they say it? Right before a tough quarter, right after asking you to stay late again, right when you were about to ask for a raise. That timing isn't a coincidence. It never is. Here's the part that will make you uncomfortable. You believed it, and that belief has been quietly costing you more than you realize. You remember the first time you heard it. Maybe it was during onboarding. Maybe it was in an all-hands meeting. Your CEO stood up, looked across the room, and said those 4 words with complete sincerity. "We're a family here." And something in you relaxed. You thought, okay, these are good people. This is a safe place. I can give this everything I have. So you did. You stayed late without being asked. You covered for a colleague during a hard week. You skipped a vacation because the project needed you. You answered emails at 11 p.m. because that's what family does. You didn't ask for extra pay. You didn't track the extra hours because family doesn't keep score, right? Then review season came, and your raise was 2.5%. Inflation was higher. Your responsibilities had doubled, but the number on paper said 2.5%. And when you brought it up, carefully, professionally, they smiled and said you were doing amazing, that they really valued you, that you were such an important part of the team. They just couldn't do more right now. But here's what you didn't see happening in the background. Your colleague, the one who never stayed late, the one who said no to extra projects, the one who negotiated hard at every opportunity, walked out of that same review with 8%. You worked like family. He worked like an employee, and the company paid accordingly. And that's not a coincidence either. But here's what no one tells you. "We're a family" was never a description. It was a transaction, a psychological transaction, and you were on the losing side of it before you ever said yes. Companies don't use family language because they care deeply. They use it because it works. It lowers your financial guard, it raises your emotional investment, and it makes you feel guilty for asking for what you're actually worth. That guilt is not an accident. It was engineered. There's a term in psychology called emotional labor. It's the work of managing your feelings to meet someone else's expectations. Therapists do it, flight attendants do it, and family employees do it every single day, for free. When your company calls you family, they are outsourcing their emotional labor costs to you. You absorb the stress, you smooth the conflicts, you carry the culture, and none of it shows up on your paycheck. Research on workplace dynamics shows something uncomfortable. Employees who describe their workplace as family-like consistently report higher unpaid overtime, lower boundary setting, and slower salary growth over a 5-year period, compared to employees who describe their workplace as professional. The warmer the language, the colder the math. Think about what family actually means in practice. Family members don't negotiate. You don't sit across from your mother at Thanksgiving and say, "I need a 12% increase in affection or I'm taking my services elsewhere." That's not how family works. And companies know this. So when they put you in the family frame, they remove your ability to negotiate without feeling like a traitor. Consider someone like Marcus. He joined a startup at 28, loved the team, loved the mission. They called themselves a family constantly, in Slack, in meetings, on the website. Marcus worked insane hours because he believed in it. He turned down 2 outside offers because leaving felt like abandonment. 3 years later, the company raised a Series B, brought in outside executives, restructured the team. Marcus was let go in a 15-minute Zoom call. No severance negotiation, no real explanation, just, "We're going in a different direction." His family had a board meeting, and he wasn't invited. That story isn't rare, it's the pattern. And the pattern has a very specific shape. Family language spikes when the company needs something from you, before a hard deadline, during a hiring freeze, when morale is low and budgets are tight. It's deployed strategically, not emotionally.
And the moment the company no longer needs what you're giving, the family language quietly disappears. You'll notice it if you pay attention. The all-hands meetings get shorter. The CEO stops using your name in speeches. The culture deck gets updated, and suddenly the word family is replaced with the word team. You didn't change. The transaction ended.
Here's the truth the corporate world will never say out loud. Family is what they call you when they can't afford to pay you what you're worth. Read that again, slowly. It's not that they love you and also underpay you. The love is the mechanism of the underpayment. The warmth is the currency substitute. They give you belonging because belonging is cheaper than compensation. And the cruelest part? It works because belonging is a real human need. You're not stupid for wanting it. You're human. They just learned how to monetize that humanity against you. The employee who never bought into the family story, the one you quietly judged for being cold or transactional, they got paid more. They got promoted faster. They left on their own terms, not because they cared less. Here's the truth the corporate world will never say out loud. Family is what they call you when they can't afford to pay you what you're worth. Read that again, slowly. It's not that they love you and also underpay you. The love is the mechanism of the underpayment. The warmth is the currency substitute. They give you belonging because belonging is cheaper than compensation. And the cruelest part? It works because belonging is a real human need. You're not stupid for wanting it. You're human. They just learned how to monetize that humanity against you. The employee who never bought into the family story, the one you quietly judged for being cold or transactional, they got paid more. They got promoted faster. They left on their own terms. Not because they cared less, but because they never confused emotional attachment with professional strategy. Loyalty and leverage are not the same thing. You can be loyal to your work without surrendering your leverage, but the family frame was specifically designed to make you forget that distinction. Competence gets you in the room. Family language keeps you in the room for free. So what do smart employees do instead? Step 1. Change the frame before they do. The moment you hear family language, treat it as a signal, not a compliment. It means the company is about to ask for something. Get ahead of it. Document your contributions before the ask comes. Know your market rate before the conversation happens. Walk in prepared, not flattered. Step 2. Separate your emotion from your economics. You can genuinely like your colleagues. You can care about the mission. You can show up fully. None of that requires you to work for below-market pay or absorb costs that should belong to the company. Caring about your work and negotiating your worth are not in conflict. Smart employees do both simultaneously. Step 3. Make the transaction visible. Stop performing loyalty. Start documenting value. Every major project, every problem solved, every dollar saved or generated, keep a record. Not for your own satisfaction, for your next negotiation. Because when the time comes to ask for what you deserve, you need data, not feelings. They're working from spreadsheets. You should be too. Here's the closing truth. You were never their family. You were always their investment. And investments get evaluated, restructured, and replaced when they stop serving the portfolio. That's not cynical. That's just the actual game. The smart move is not to become cold or difficult. The smart move is to see the game clearly and play it better than they expect you to. Your skills are real. Your value is real. Your time is finite and irreplaceable. Stop donating it to companies that budget for your warmth but not your worth. If this reframes something for you, the next video will show you exactly how the salary negotiation game is rigged and the one move that changes the outcome entirely. Watch it. Your future self will thank you.